All right, just one day after BP's record settlement on the 2010 Gulf oil spill, another rig explosion rocked the Gulf today. The fire, look at that. The fire has reportedly been put out, but the U.S. Coast Guard says it has spotted a 2 by a quarter-mile oil sheen right around the rig. You know what that means. Gulf oil production is already struggling to come back after the BP oil spill. Could this put a fresh jam in the spokes? Joining me now is Oscar Carboni, OMNI Trading Academy President and Chief Analyst. Welcome back to the show, Oscar. What do you think about this?
Well, you know, on the onset, when you see the spill and you hear about it, of course, the tragedy we're worried about, there's two people missing, so we have the human tragedy. But then there's the oil spill, and here's what's interesting. Do you realize that what happened with the BP oil spill in 2010, that what we didn't know was going to happen was this? Apparently, Mother Nature has no qualms with slapping the human race with a storm like Sandy, but doesn't like when the human race slaps it back with an oil spill. When we had the BP oil spill, do you realize that hydrocarbon chewing microbes came out of the ocean and ate up the methane gas and almost all the oil that was spilled? Something we didn't know happened until that oil spill. So believe it or not, as ugly as it seems, we have something on our side, Mother Nature, that helps to clean that mess over some time. So I don't think it's going to stop the permitting.
I didn't know about that, and I'm betting that a lot of people who live in the area and a lot of people that oversee the regulations may not know or be educated about that. And they may see something like this and say, here we go again. I mean, yesterday, we had folks on from Virginia that were trying to ramp up the offshore drilling in that area when those leases had been canceled after the BP oil spill. It's this kind of picture makes politicians nervous about allowing these things to go on because they know that people in the area get upset and worried about their own health, right?
Absolutely. And it's horrible, horrible for the people who live anywhere near an oil spill. And we should never have these oil spills. I mean, it's a man-made horror. It's really an atrocity, but they do happen. And here's the thing, though, that's changing in the United States. In Utah last year, we found over 1 billion barrels of oil deposited in Utah. This year, just a couple of months ago, in Nevada, we found the largest oil deposit they think ever on record. They think it rivals, if not passes, Saudi Arabia. And from what I've read in the statistics, the U.S. is on line by 2017 to 2020 to surpass Saudi Arabia in the production of oil and gas to supply the world. So I don't know that
I know you're talking about fracking and you're talking about shale, and I have to wonder, I mean, that's a good point. I mean, does this make the case for shale and fracking when you, at the same time, we're hearing about the BP settlement, we're reminded of a story, $4.5 billion in fines, at the same time that we're looking at photos like this, that maybe while it is obviously not a vote for offshore drilling, does it encourage more onshore shale and fracking?
I would think yes, because if there were a spill, it can absolutely be contained right there. We can contain a spill on land, and it doesn't spill the way they do the fracking. The process is such that really the only spillage is some water that they're using, some steam to clean it up. So yes, of course, it's not environmentally perfect, and I'm not saying it is, but we have to save the American way. I think that's way more important
we need energy, we do, but when we look at these pictures, it's always tough. Oscar, thanks for coming on. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much.
Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided.